now, and it is time for She Diaries, just like what we do each and every Wednesday when we come onto the pulse. Stand by for She Diaries. Our She Diaries guest is a 44-year-old wife and mom of two who woke up one morning to a shock cancer diagnosis and has spent the last 18 months navigating life as a cancer fighter or survivor. Nothing satisfies her more than to sit down and discuss wellness, and especially the 95 to 5 rule of healing. I want to know more about that 95 to 5 rule of healing. But I know this guest as a lovely lady. Like, she's so joyful. I don't think I've ever seen you sad. I don't think I've ever seen you like look low or, you know, anything. Even when we got to hear about the news, you were so hopeful and so, yeah, you know, don't worry, it's gonna be fine. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is cancer you're talking about. We've got Winnie Manduku with us in studio. So I'll tell you how you are saved in my phone.
Okay.
So when I got to learn about you, I had another Winnie in my phone, right? So there's Winnie, and then there's Winnie Manduku, Lovejoy's wife. that's how you were saved on my phone. So it's Winnie Manduku, Lovejoy's wife. So every time when I look at it, like today, someone asked for your number, and I was like, I can't wait to Winnie Manduku, Lovejoy's wife. Anyway, I sent it like that. Welcome to Cafe Talk, Winnie.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Are you always like this?
As in
happy, as in jovial. Like I said, I've never seen you sad.
I usually am. I think I am.
As in a happy person?
Yeah, I am a calm person generally. So I think because I'm calm, it's easier for me to lean onto the happy side than onto the angry side.
Yeah. Okay. I think because of how you've broken it down already, that you lean towards the happier side. That's like a choice that you made, right? Because you could have leaned on the other side.
Yes, and as an adult, it's a choice, I suppose, that you make. But also the temperament helps. There are people who are more drawn to be, you know.
Yeah. All right, so we've got Winnie Manduku in studio, and we are going to talk about why she is our She Diaries guest for today. We got some goodies for you, as you can see over there. Yes, we got a couple of people who came together. We got cupcakes from Tastefully Yours. We got flowers from Florique. And then we got the balloons from Stembi in Avondale. And they were like, hey, please, let's go and celebrate this woman. And then there's a little gift somewhere in that bag there. There's something.
I'm truly thankful.
Yes.
I love gifts.
Oh, you love gifts? Yay. So take us to the day when you found out that you had cancer.
Oh, yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday. I've been having problems with stomach acids. So when you go to the doctor and tell them you have stomach acids, they give you pills. There's a pill that they give you to have in the morning, and then you go back again and they say, maybe you should stop eating this and that, and you know, you start eating more yogurts, more avocado, just avoiding spices and things like that.
Yeah.
But it didn't change. But I suppose as long as you tell the doctors this is what I'm feeling, they'll keep on treating that. So it came to one doctor who asked the right questions from Gweru. I'm from Gweru.
Gweru. Yeah. I'm a Makoti from I'm a Gweru Makoti.
So he said to me, tell me, when do you feel the pain? How long after you've eaten or you've drank? So I said, I knew. I said, well, after about 10 minutes after eating, I start to feel pain. And if it's drinking, whether it's water or a drink, as soon as I eat or drink, I feel pain. So he knew when he was doing his endoscopy that there must be a blockage somewhere. And it turned out that there was on the smaller part of my stomach. On the narrow part, there was a tumor that was blocking it, and because it was hard, you know, in cancer, in Shona cancer, it's called gomara, because there's that hard part.
All right.
So it was hard, and it was around the small part. So obviously, when food tried to pass through, then it would be a hindrance, and it wouldn't be able to go through. So yeah, so he's the one who set me down on that day in August, and I'd gone by myself. His staff had been asking, and I didn't even think, why do I need anyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he said, we don't usually break this to people on their own, but you know, there wasn't a way that I could say to you, bring somebody without, you know, making you suspicious.
Yeah. So you had been seeing other doctors for how long before you got this diagnosis?
Maybe a couple of years, but on and off, because acids. I'm sure you know people. Acids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was one of those people who kind of we called it, no, this you know?
Yeah, spices.
Yeah, there are people like that. And unfortunately we are happy to be known as those people instead of just
special treatment.
Instead of just going and getting checked and you know, because it's not normal. So on that day when he gave me that, then he said, the important part now is we need to find out if it has spread to the other parts, because it was stomach cancer and it's very close to the pancreas, to the liver, to the other vital parts. So he said,
and what's going through your mind now at this point? Okay, doc, you just told me I've got stomach cancer. Right. I'm still dealing with that. Then he tells you.
By now it's nothing, because I had to drive to Harare. We had a big function that we were supposed to attend on that day.
Oh my gosh.
So I was thinking, I just need to get there first, and then we'll see. So he said, I'll refer you to an oncologist, and then at least if we know whether it has spread or not, then we'll know if it can be treated or not, and how. So yeah, so I left and I drove all the way to Harare. And I remember when I went to that function, it was a big function. There were people eating everything. There were roasts, there were pigs on spits, and you know, all kinds of drinks.
It was looking like a feast.
Yes, and I was looking at all these people and thinking, but why me? People eat this. And I'm one of the healthiest people I know. I was, you know, I introduced like brown salsa to my family, and I'm thinking, but all of these people, why are they not sick with stomach? Why me? And
okay, so in general, your lifestyle was that of a healthy eater.
Yes.
So still eating healthy, you still got that diagnosis. Yes.
I was one of those people who was known to say, oh, or I was one of those people, and I'm an Adventist anyway. In general,
so the diet obviously plays a big role. Yeah.
So to think, why me? So that was generally the first night. So I remember when we came from that function with my husband, my children were sleeping on the sofa, and I went to my youngest, who was 9 at that time, and I put my hand on him and I started to cry. Those were my first tears.
Okay, so from the doctor's room to this big function, there were no tears yet?
There was no time.
What do you mean there was no time? Okay, did your body get into like a shock? Because I'm trying to think, if I receive like terrible news, my body will like almost like shut down, like, okay, I'm in shock and I can't deal with this right now. Was that what happened, or you were so many things were happening?
Isn't it? That's what you think.
Yeah.
Before it happens.
Before it happens.
Yeah, but if you have things to do, then
hi, Winnie. So you literally shelved this information. You were like, right, and just late.
Because as of that day, I didn't feel, I wasn't in pain, or I was fine. Like, there was nothing wrong with me on that particular day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you come from this function, you're with your shangwari, and then you put your hand
on my son, and I started to cry then. And,
oh God.
but I didn't, he was asleep and he doesn't know this. And then, yes, trying to go to bed that night, that's when everything
was
started
hectic.
Coming to say, ish, but okay, I turned 40 and I was very happy that, 40 is the new 20, nothing. So now what happens if I die? My children and whatnot, my siblings, my friends, and just going through what you imagine the people who are close to you will go through when you're not there anymore. So yeah, so a lot of, I have to call it, feeling pity for myself.
So did you throw like a big pity party, or was it like an average pity party? Because I know plenty of times when things like or seemingly appear as if they're crumbling, people throw the biggest pity parties, like, oh, poor me, why me?
Yes, yeah, you do. And for me, it was that night. My sister is a medical doctor, so I'd told her when I came from the doctor's office, and I said, you tell mom and tell everyone else. So she had done that, and I know she was bearing the brunt of it. People couldn't really come to me and ask at that point what's going on.
So who was the first person to know after you got the doctor's report?
It will have to be my husband, I think, because then I texted him to say
this is what.
And then the funny thing is, I think my phone battery died on my trip from Gweru to Harare.
Oh, you laugh now.
Yeah, but it was a torturous afternoon for some people because they were busy calling themselves saying, yeah, she said this is what she said, but now we can't
reach her.
We can't reach her and whatever. But it was just that night for me, because I thought the words cancer support came to my mind, and I thought there must be something that I can reach.
Yeah. Did you have hope that you were going to be okay? Or you were now as far as hospice and you had buried yourself? How far did your thoughts go?
When the medical people, when they break the information to you, they don't give you everything all at once. They give it to you in bits. So as of this moment, I was waiting for the scan that would tell me because the scan is what tells you if it's localized just to the stomach, and the scan is what helps them to say this is stage 1, stage 2, stage whatever. So I didn't have all that information. So yeah, you can start having a pity party imagining the worst information. But I thought, let me see what I can find on the internet, and I found a good result.
We were told thou shalt not ask Dr. Google, because Dr. Google will bury you. Like, if you Google your symptoms, you are like dead before you are done reading the symptoms. We've got Winnie Manduku in studio. She's our She Diaries guest, and she's a cancer survivor, fighter, and she's just taking us through her story until to where she is now. It gets better, all right? It's not all sad and gloom and, gray clouds. The sun shines. And this is exactly what we are talking about and celebrating on She Diaries. Let's talk your healing process. Let's start off with spirituality. What was your relationship with God at that point?
Yes, I'm a born-again Christian, and I had a relationship with God. But I don't know, at that point, at that point, because you're thinking of all the people that that worship you, that know you or don't know you. You had to choose me. There are other ways that I could have, been a witness for you, God.
Yeah, but like, why this?
Not this particular.
I eat healthy. I don't even drink fizzy stuff.
And and I participate at church. I'm a
Like, don't you
teacher
see
for
me?
the children.
Do you see
and
me?
I'm inspirational in other ways.
Oh man.
Do I have to go through the sickness route also?
Yeah.
And you know, there are people who are living their lives really badly.
Yeah. Your mind does like go there as if you had to do something for it to be placed on you.
Yes.
What was the most encouraging statement you heard while you were going through that? Because I know people come up with all sorts of quotes, eh?
The most encouraging will be the 95 to 5.
Talk to us, yes. Talk to us about that. You know, when I saw the numbers, I was like, maths, food. No, I'm not very good in maths, so.
The 95 versus 5 this was the oncologist. Yeah, amazing lady. When, I suppose for them to be called oncologists, they have to go to school to deal with these particular moments, like what happens to a person when they first find out they have cancer, because I think that's what carries it, really. So so when I eventually went to meet the oncologist, and she talked me through my options and stages and whatever. There are a lot of words, I suppose, for everybody who's ever heard about cancer. There are a lot of words that fly in, like chemotherapy, surgery, radiotherapy, things like that. Stage 4, stage whatever, stage, all those things. Alternatives, there are also alternative methods, there are herbal ways. So she said to me, all the interventions that we ever do will amount to only 5% of the healing. All the interventions, the chemo, everything that they do. And she says 95% is in the head. So that really did it for me. Because
that's crazy. Because I'm thinking, Shamari, I'm seeing you're telling me my mind is going to make me better. My mind has 95% chance to make me healed, like totally healed, and all these treatments and all of that is just 5%.
And they're a big deal. The chemotherapies and whatever, it's like a train has run over you. It's really heavy on you. And
what's the process of a chemotherapy? Is it a laser? Is it tablets that you drink? Is it an injection? Is it a drip? What is chemo?
Yeah, it comes in different forms.
Okay.
Actually, it's usually in the form of a drip.
Okay.
It's usually in the form of a drip. It can be as tablets as well, or a combination of a drip and tablet.
I guess that's why it hits so hard, because like it's going direct into the bloodstream, and it like leaves you feeling all sorts. How sick did you get?
Because they say there's modern medicine and whatever. They did, because my chemotherapy was like 2 days, but on the first half day she would just be treating any allergies or anything. She would just be trying to make the chemo palatable, you could say.
Right.
So she would have like anti-nausea drips, anti-allergy, and also for the first half of the day.
All right.
So that helped. Anti-diarrhea, because
it's a lot.
It's a lot of medicine in your system, so your body can react in many different ways. But now they say with modern medicine, if they give you that, all of the anti things, then at least it makes it easier for you. So yeah, that was very good for me. I didn't.
Okay, so it worked. I was about to ask, did it help? Did it work?
I didn't really get sick. Maybe just once, the first time. Yeah.
All right.
And then when they've finished day 1 and day 2 chemo, and on day 3, then they need to inject your stomach for because for white blood cells, because you'll have lost them, you'll be at your weakest. Then if somebody comes and passes on any deadly disease, you'll be
because so now your immune system is weak.
Yes.
And you have to. So did you live like in a bubble for most of that period while you were fighting
Oh
this?
gosh, it is a bubble, and you're trying to eat. You're supposed to eat to keep your strength up. But I remember, like water, just a normal bottle of water, they were trying to make me drink it. It would taste so sweet, but horrible sweet, you know.
Oof.
So you can't eat, but you must eat to keep your strength up. Yeah, and you know, people come and visit and bring grapes and
Did you want
watermelon
visitors? Did you want visitors at that point? Did you want people around you? Or you were like, please just allow me to deal with this thing by myself and then those are
Some people are like that, but I'm not.
You wanted the people around you.
I wanted people around. I even told, even before my treatment started, I went around and told my friends. But by then I'd read a lot on cancer support and stuff. So it would be a lot of, I'd be telling them and they would start crying. And I'd say, no, it's going to be okay. After this treatment, actually, the statistics are like this, I'll be fine. So I told, I have a group, I have a supportive group of friends,
right,
from Goromon. They should say I should mention them.
Oh, they said you should mention. So funny thing is, I post the flyer on my WhatsApp, not even on Instagram, okay? On my WhatsApp, the number of people that I know that know you.
Yeah.
I was like, Winnie is famous. They were like, send us the link. What time? I'm like, read the flyer. All they saw was the name, the picture, and they were like, Hoopy. And I was like, I love this. I love this for you. So I'm sure after this, there's no more hiding. There's no more hiding. We're going to have to create some form of a platform for you. We're going to have to create a form of like some platform and, you know, get you sharing your journey and just to encourage other people that it's definitely not the end.
No,
definitely not the end. With cancer, we hear that things like, okay, you've already mentioned that the immune system is challenged. What about things like your hair falling out? Do you remember the first time when you touched your hair? Okay, first of all, did the hair fall out?
It did.
All right. So the first time, were you combing your hair? Were you washing it? When did you discover what it is?
I used to have I used to keep my hair natural in like simple twist locks, you remember?
Yes, the sister locks. They look so gorgeous.
So yeah, if you're sitting, because if you're not going to work, you're just sitting and you're going through, just passing your hands through your hair and you feel, how many strands of hair? You'd wake up also on the pillow and, you know, there'd be some hairs there, but you think, but just going through, you'd feel, you know, when you've had braids in, like at the very end, when
the braid is hanging for dear life, like, wait, I can survive this.
So my hair was like that. So in my actual hair was like that. The twist was still there, but it was hanging on like on a couple of strands of hair, and they would fall out. So I said to my piri, my helper, I think maybe we just finish it off. And I remember my son's reaction when he came from school.
Did the children know at any point?
They did. I told them, like, as soon as I knew, because I knew my mom would be coming in. My mom was a mess. My mom would be coming in. My tetes, even up to now, they still cry. The drama is, you know, high.
Yes, we are full of drama.
So I thought it would be upsetting for my kids to have, you know, people coming in crying. So we sat them down with my husband and he said, I'm not well, this is it. This is what's going on. And my then 9-year-old said, oh, cancer. What do you know about cancer? The actor of Black Panther died because of cancer. So,
oh my gosh. Did you see where his mind went?
And then so you had to say, no, yeah, well, different, where there's going to be some treatment. Your life's going to change because I won't be there to take you to school and things like that. My older son was more, yeah, I know, Mom, you're trying to hype it, but I know cancer is 50-50, and I've had chemotherapy, it's hard, so I really feel bad for you.
Yeah.
And things like that. So they were in, and so when I lost my hair, my son, I posted a picture, I think, on my status.
Yeah.
And everyone was saying, "Oh, you look good. Oh, this suits you," and whatever. And he came and says, "Mom, people lie."
And the mom, people lie.
You look ugly.
You look bad, Mom. Don't listen to them. This is horrible. Wear a hat.
And he says, wear a hat.
Oh my gosh.
He says, I don't know why adults are like this.
Oh man, you know what? He's growing up. He's going to figure it out sooner or later. We are opening up for questions, contributions, or comment for Winnie. She is a cancer fighter, survivor. What's the correct way to say it? Is it winning the battle over cancer or with cancer? Are you a cancer fighter? Are you a cancer survivor? What's the correct terminology?
It's cancer survivor.
All right.
It's cancer survivor, whether you have it, but are living with it, you are surviving it. Whether you've had treatment to take it out and it's gone, you are surviving it, or come back and gone.
All right. So
because I
cancer
remember
survivor.
saying after I had my chemo and surgery, and I had radiotherapy and more chemo. So I said, I even rang the bell,
Yes.
button one and whatever. So I said to the oncologist, so at what stage now can I say I'm cancer free? Can I say I'm 6 months cancer free? Or I said, oh no, we don't use terms like that here.
Oh.
No, there's no such thing as cancer free. You are a survivor. But she says, well, chin up. I've got, people who've survived cancer for 32 years on my list and
Sure,
living with it.
That was
sometimes.
scary. Like, no, we don't do that here. Let's get into your husband's head for a moment, or his face. What was his support like for you? What were you seeing from his end? Was he really trying to put up a facade like, I got you, babe? Or would you catch him like crying moments like, oh God, Kazuago?
Yeah, I think, he'll come at me for this, but just that first night, those were his only tears that I saw, because I think that's when he saw that, okay, this shell of a family that we have, it might get broken or whatever. And then after that, he had go into business mode.
Right.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what he did. He started playing golf. He used to despise people who played golf until they waste time. Now it became his new obsession. People deal with things.
Yeah, people deal with things
differently.
Yeah. And when like now you're seeing the process of getting healed and going through all of these treatments, your family is now in on it. What level of hope were you now having compared to the very first time when you heard the news?
What happens is, on your first year of treatment, during that first year, I think afterwards, you have scans every 3 months. So, unfortunately, we are only human. Every 3 months, when I go in for the scan, you're thinking, oh gosh, it could be back, and it comes back.
Oh, it can come back.
It does. It can come back. So that's why they do the constant testing. It's almost like you are prone to it. So we'll keep checking on you.
Right.
All right. So after 3 months, you go in for a different scan, and when you get the results, you say, oh, it was okay this time, and it's new joy.
Right.
Yeah.
And how have you lived your life differently? Like, what things are you not worried about anymore that you used to be worried about? what new habits have you like started doing?
Yeah. What things are you not worried about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The worrying actual part of life. Yeah, it's on the back burner now.
You don't worry about anything? Like you don't stress with that? Uh-huh.
When you start stressing, then you think, what if I get sick out of this?
Oh, Ashnakubuda. All right, bro. I ain't gonna worry myself about that. Oh, Maria's kukwana. Ah, shame.
But like, we're here. That
Yeah.
saying, yeah, chikuru kufema.
Chikuru kufema. So that was your motto to eat, guys. Chikuru kufema. I'm breathing. I'm alive. I'm breathing. Chikuru kufema. Did your diet change?
It did. Like after the surgery, I needed to be on a high protein diet for my body to heal. But also, they had to cut part of my stomach, so I had to eat less, eat soft foods while you're healing, and a lot of protein also. And then after that, I decided to, because on one of the scans they said, your liver suffered a lot from the chemo. Like a lot of people drink until their liver suffers.
Yeah.
So for me, I've never drank, but that chemo on its own, it was harmful to my liver. So I thought, I'm going to live simpler. Like I went plant-based, so that whenever I eat, then my liver is not struggling to produce enzymes to digest my food and whatever. So so I went plant-based, and then they also say cancer grows on sugar. And I thought, well, you can.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. We got a message from Mrs. Simonte in Bromley. She says, how are you, Becky? Hey, that lady is a fighter indeed. I took care of my mother-in-law. She had cancer yemkano. It was terrible. The treatments, it was something else. And unfortunately, bakazoshaya in 2021. But basis of the message is, wow, you are a fighter. Another one, 5005 says, Shamari, that lady is strong and she's a champion. Tikawana 9 more people, Monika. Our mindset towards cancer will definitely change. I'm happy for her. Congratulations. We're going to touch a bit more on the mindset aspect of things. 2042 says, you are a fighter, sis. Hugs to you. 0719 100 404 is the number to send your messages to. You can send them as a text or as a voice note. Let's go back to the mindset part of things. Your oncologist told you that 95 to 5 rule and said 5% of your healing is going to come from all the treatments that you're doing and the diet and all of that. But 95% is from your mindset. Were you reading books? Were you praying? What did you do with your mind?
Because I also joined like a cancer support group. I think or something.
All right.
And then on the cancer support group, then they have different side groups for each cancer. On the stomach cancer, they were 600 and how many members? So I thought I took comfort in that to think, there are already 650 people fighting this or who fought this, and that you can relate to, and
so surely I can be part of this number.
Yes, yeah. I didn't know anyone around me who had the same who had the same cancer, but at least these people online, if I'm feeling this, I can say to them, I feel this. Did anybody go through it? And they say that. So yeah, that and that's where the difference is when they say fighting it, and when they say, oh, she gave up the fight, or she didn't fight, or that's where the difference is.
So really, the fight is here.
It's in
that's
the
what
mind.
they're talking about.
It's in the mind. You have to think. like I've said, I looked at my child and I started to cry. But instead of having despair to think, oh, I'm going to leave my child, then you think, I have to fight for my child. I have to fight for them so that, I'm around for them.
Yeah.
Then it's also, and the chemo in itself, the treatment is hard, like the lady was saying. It's really hard. I suppose it's also very hard to watch.
As in from the eyes of someone who's looking after someone going through it.
Yeah, it's very. Because when I was going through mine, my veins collapsed. I didn't actually finish the chemo. So I'm just so what happened was they would, when I went for, because mine was like over 2 days, and so I piece some veins.
Every 2 days you would go for this?
No, it was 2 days at a time.
Oh, okay.
After 2 weeks.
Okay, all right.
So they would put in the veins, and it was budako, but they couldn't use those same veins the next time. So there's no way. So that's when they say the veins have collapsed. And when they'd started, they said, we can put a port, which is like a catheter, in your like in your shoulder area, so that
it just,
we do the chemo through that. How can you put something under my skin?
I'm crying. I am. Oh my gosh, I'm gone. Oh, sorry, we just need to fix the mic. Okay, 2 seconds. What? Ukathatha inda man. Maka una 666 mukati no.
So yeah, they ended up putting it later on. But
that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh my god.
But yeah, it's all that's the fighting part of it, where you say, okay, so this hasn't worked. What else can we do? What else can we do now? And yeah, a lot of people, you've heard these stories, second round of chemo, or that's just the difference,
because it's that draining, and so now your mind has to be like, Sha, let's continue. So with your whole mindset and the 95 rule now in place, what's a typical day in the life of Winnie?
At any one point now, I have maybe 3 or 4 people that I'm supporting, cancer-wise, because now, because I shared my story with my friends, with my church, everyone. So I'm understanding that but for cancer, they're not managing, whatever. And yeah, so I'm not medical in any way, or but it's just talking to people about their feelings. And
did you have someone like that when you were going through that, besides the support group on the WhatsApp and everything? Did you have someone who was doing this one-on-one? Okay, great.
I did.
Great.
I know my mom, in all her despair, she pointed me towards someone that she worked with, and who also was saying to me, because I said, oh, my cancer is, and she says, no, don't refer to it as your cancer. It's just a cancer.
Why are you owning it?
Yes.
Ooh, I like that.
Own it.
I like that.
Yeah, so
I think it works for any other ailment. My BP, my blood sugar.
That's true.
My diabetes.
Yeah, we shouldn't own negative
Don't own
things.
it. It's A.
Yes. Yeah. So, or this cancer that that has come to my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just go through some messages here. Welly in Avondale says, I thank God for that lady, because I lost my uncle because of prostate cancer. I understand how it is, but this lady survived it. Okay, sure. This is Welly in Avondale. Becky, this woman is strong. My sister is a cancer survivor. She had esophageal cancer. I thank God you're a survivor as well. This is Tante from CBD. Winnie is a strong woman. I love the courage. Would you say you've got courage?
know, I'm glad if somebody thinks that.
Courageous. Winnie, we've got 2 minutes before we close off the interview. What are your words of encouragement? Maybe like it might not be for someone who's going through like a medical issue, but who's just going through life. Like life is happening to them.
It's really about mindset, isn't it? If we can just separate things and, you know, see the bad things for what they are and just continue. And if it's anything medical, we should just get checked. If you feel something is not right, let's not carry it. Let it not be our baby. Anything out of the normal. Get it checked. Yes, while we are still here, while we're still alive, we can, you know, let's get it checked and just have a positive mindset.
I love that. I think we just need to bring it back. And Mama Madison Jr., powerful words from Winnie. I don't tell us positive. You are, as you know what, continue being positive, continue shining through, continue doing what you do best. Nigel, I'm just going to ask you to pass me the brown bag. I'm going to do like a little hand over here. Yeah, just the bag. We're going to do a little hand over here. And this is a gift from us at Capital on the Pulse. And we are saying we are so happy that you're a cancer survivor and that you're also spreading the love and the positivity and teaching other people to have a strong mindset through whatever it is that they're going through. So with love from us to you.
Thank you very much.
Here you go. It says, "Here comes the sun." It is 1 o'clock and it is time for the news. When we come back, we get into lunchtime recharge with Apostle Blessing Chigodora. You want to stick around for that?
Figure all the time. It's 1 o'clock. Time for the